Hello and thank you for joining me in this mind mastery video. Today I'm going to talk about the concept of mastering our mind, what it means to master our mind, and what can we do in order to move on this path of mind mastery. When we master something, we create this balance and harmony between our habit or our unconscious skill and the conscious forces, conscious motivation, conscious attention, so that we can direct this energy, this unconscious energy, towards right direction. And it's not that different when it comes to mind mastery, right? So when we master our mind, when we're on that path of mastering our mind, again, we create this state of balancing different elements of our mental life, our physical life, our emotional life, so that we can be in this state of flow where we put enough conscious effort, enough conscious control, enough conscious attention and awareness, but we also allow enough space for the unconscious forces to manifest themselves, so that it's a kind of state between kind of knowing what we are doing, but also allowing these unconscious forces to manifest themselves, so that we can be in tune to ourselves, to life in general, to what is happening around us, but also be active enough so that we can choose, make conscious choices in our lives. We can choose the direction we are going to, right? We can choose how to act, how to respond to various circumstances. And I think mind mastery is all about expanding our awareness, expanding our ability to make conscious choices in every situation that we can, so that we are not completely at the mercy of our unconsciousness, our social and cultural programming, or simply our emotional responses, but we can actually make these conscious decisions and move forward in directions that we want, that we find important. In order to make these conscious choices, we need to build our ability to observe ourselves. So it's a kind of like creating a distance between yourself and the experience itself, but without losing a connection, without, kind of dissociating or detaching yourself completely from the experience itself. It might also be described as being an observer and the actor at the same time, so that you can participate in life, be in the moment, participate in the experience itself, whatever is happening to you, but also you have this ability to kind of step out and observe what's going on. Are there any patterns, right? Why are you reacting the way you're reacting, right? Where your beliefs are coming from, where your thoughts are coming from. Because you can see what's happening, what motivates your thoughts, what motivates your emotions, you can actually pause and say, wait a minute, I don't want to go with this automatic way of living, but I want to push my growth, push my development into a complete different direction, for example. I want to have different outcomes from my actions, right? Because the more you simply go with automatic patterns that you have been embedded in, the more conscious choice you lose, right? So this is a state quite different to being in a flow, because again, being in a flow is about creating this balance between your conscious and unconscious mind. Whereas when you go along with your unconscious, you are not choosing, you are simply allowing kind of programming to take over. All these automatic beliefs, these automatic feelings, your fears, your emotions to dictate your life. And if we keep doing that, we end up in situations that we didn't intend to end up, right? We end up in situations where we didn't want to be in the first place. And of course, by adopting this strategy, we lose our power, we lose our ability to participate in life to the best of our ability. This kind of leads me to another aspect of mind mastery, which is bringing your mind constantly, bringing your attention, your awareness constantly to a present moment, staying grounded, participating in life, in your experience in the present moment. Because our mind has this tendency to either go completely into this abstract realm that has nothing to do with reality, or to push us towards the past, or to push us towards the present. There's nothing wrong with that. But the whole point is to remember to go back to this present moment, because that's where life happens. That's where everything happens. That's where your learning happens. And most importantly, that's where you make your conscious choices. That's where you can say, no, I don't want to go with this pattern anymore. I don't want to go with my feelings anymore. I don't want to go with my beliefs anymore, right? I don't want to go with this automatic habits that I'm having. for whatever reason. But when you go back to this present moment, you can actually observe in real time how you make these choices, right? What motivates you to make certain choices? What motivates you to react to different events in your life, right? Because when you're in the present moment, you have this ability to choose, right? You can't choose otherwise if you're not even present, right? If you're not present, that's how you go with this automatic ways of living. But the moment you ground yourself, the moment you start being present, bringing your conscious awareness to this present moment, that's where this conscious choice can happen. And the last element of mind mastery that comes to my mind relates to taking responsibility for our actions. I think the most evident example of when we're not taking the responsibility is when something bad happens to us, right? When we experience outcomes of our actions that we didn't intend to experience. So in that moment, probably the easiest option is to blame other people. So you made me feel in that particular way, right? Or to blame our circumstances or God or faith, right? Anything, but not us. This is called external locus of control, where we attribute the outcomes of our actions or the causes of our actions to external forces. And it's not really compatible with mind mastery because it prevents us from making these conscious choices, from being self-aware, from observing ourselves, right? You push this power away from yourself so that you don't have to make choices, you don't have to take responsibility, because it's often uncomfortable to admit that we've been wrong or we've done something wrong. It's easier to say, okay, that person made me feel in a particular way. But the moment you flip it, the moment you say, okay, I have this range of different responses I can choose from. I acted in a particular way because I didn't know any better at that time, right? That's what I thought is the right action. But now it might appear to us from a completely different light because we grew, we learned new things, we gathered new knowledge, gathered new experience. So it kind of ties into this idea of being comfortable with being wrong, with making mistakes, with not knowing something. It's a kind of like a beginner's mind where we adopt this position of opening ourselves towards learning. So in order to be open to learning, you need to not only take responsibility for what you're doing, right? But also being open enough towards this idea of being wrong, not knowing something. If you constantly try to prove something, or if you constantly get angry at yourself or other people for being wrong, then you close this opportunity, this door towards learning. So this has been my short take on the concept of mind mastery. My name is Joanna and I'm a coaching psychologist. If you'd like to work with me, don't hesitate to send me a message. Or if you're not sure if coaching is right for you, I now offer free 20 minutes consultations. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.